Today we have Trey Schadt. Trey is the marketing maestro with a knack for turning big business ideas into blockbuster campaigns. With 3 years as a marketing strategist at one of Kentucky's premier agencies, Trey has orchestrated everything from game-changing product launches to a seamless rebrands. He's managed marketing budgets exceeding $500,000, delivering measurable impact every step of the way. Now, as the marketing director for Anderson and Rodgers Construction, Trey is channeling his expertise into showcasing stunning homes and innovative products. Whether it's building brands or highlighting breakthrough builds, Trey knows how to capture attention and spark excitement. Trey, welcome to the show, man.
Glad to be here. Thank you for the glowing introduction.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to be honest. I didn't warn you about this, but everybody that comes on the show has to ask a series of questions. Are you ready for this?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Nice. Pancakes or waffles?
Definitely pancakes. Cake for breakfast.
Cake for breakfast. No bucket pancakes, huh? That's what waffles are. All right. Camping or luxury hotels?
Camping. Definitely camping.
Okay. Let's get a little bit more spicy or mild food?
Got to go mild. I can't do spice for nothing.
Okay. Do you tip when it's like a self-serve restaurant?
Gosh, you're gonna expose me. If somebody is there helping take the order, I will. But if it's just me on a kiosk, no, that's an easy skip.
That's an easy skip. I'm kind of there too. Like at Panera, I get a cup of coffee at Panera, but it's like made by the machine over there. I've kicked it down to a 10% tip on that. I feel weird about it a little bit. Okay. As you know, I am a John Maxwell certified leadership guy. So I'm going to read you a John Maxwell quote. And I just want to hear your thoughts on it. You can go for it. You can go against it. We can have a debate. It's up to you. Let's talk about the law of respect. People naturally follow leaders who are stronger than themselves.
I would partially agree. I think that people do follow if you're stronger than yourself, people who are stronger than themselves. I think that people also usually gravitate towards the loudest guy in the room. So even if it's a wrong opinion, if you're being forceful about it, people will follow that as well. So you kind of got to be a little careful about it.
No, I agree. Actually, I think that affects a lot of introverts. I think they get the raw deal a little bit of time because they have such great ideas, but oftentimes they're a little bit quiet about them. And that's why the barking dog gets to lead the pack, I guess. That's a good call.
I've always heard if you can't go for reason, go for volume.
If you can't go for reason, go for volume. There we go. There's no such thing as bad publicity kind of a thing. I love it. Okay, so you're in marketing. You and I. So for the folks on the show here, Trey and I met at a networking meeting that we go to every Friday. Actually, every other Friday. Trey's in charge of that meeting now, which is very cool. So I've seen you at the old company and now at the new company. Talk to me marketing. Why did you choose marketing? Why not something else? When was the moment you were like, I'm a marketer?
It's funny you'd ask that. I can think of exactly the moment. Growing up, I'm watching LeBron Sprite commercial, and he's saying, I would never tell you to drink a Sprite, even if you just ate a spicy taco, even if I'm in a commercial for Sprite, and yada, yada. And it gets to the end, and he says, I would ask you, do you want a Sprite? And I remember watching that and thinking, I would murder someone for a Sprite right now. And I want to have this kind of power. This is legal mind control. So that's what kind of started the journey for me.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to pull that thread a little bit. This is one of the ones that I've wrestled. You and I've talked about this some more. So, so there's folks that are in charge. They're in leadership, right? But they're manipulative. They're doing it to hurt others or to take at least. So in your mind, how do you reconcile morality and leadership and manipulation? And what are your thoughts there?
That's a great question. I would say that it can be very tricky, especially if you're someone who follows, to pick out someone's intentions and to try to go based off that. I think that whenever you're in a leadership position, the best thing that you can do is focus on helping people or providing value. Even if you have your own motives of, hey, we could help each other, as long as you're going into this with the conscious effort of being a human being and interacting based off that and not off some underlying motive of this has to happen for me to interact with this person, I think that's a win. So of just going out and providing value, and if something happens, great, but not going directly just to get something.
I love it. Trey Schadt, the marketer with a conscience. I love it. Okay, one of the things that you've said to me that I super enjoy, I've actually quoted this to, I think you told me this about a month ago, and I've quoted it to 3 people since, is that there are no winners and losers. There are only players and quitters. So first question, did you play a sport? Where does this quote come from?
Okay, that saying, I can't remember if I heard it. I had to hear it from somewhere. That's way too cool for me to just make up. But the idea is simply of there's no winners or losers. They're just players or quitters. And I think I had somebody say it to me in regards to social media. As I'm in marketing, man, I'm pumping out these posts. I'm working hard on it. And it can be very discouraging when you put something out there that you've worked on, and now this only is getting 5, 6 likes. And man, nobody's seeing this. What am I doing wrong? There's no such thing as winners and losers in anything, whether it be life, in sports, in anything. There's just players and quitters. So as long as I'm playing the game and I'm still in this and I'm still creating and putting out effort, that's winning. It's not about having people interact with it. That'll come over time as long as you're still in the game and playing. So just being consistent.
I love it. I love it. One of my old marketing slogans, somebody, again, like you, this wasn't me, this is what somebody else said to me, is you're always wasting half your budget. You just never know which half.
Yeah.
Always marketing. So now you've done marketing. I mean, those were some pretty big numbers, $500,000 in marketing. Did that play out like $10,000 over 50 months, or how did that's a lot of marketing. How did that play out? How do you manage that?
That was a yearly budget that we had for a company in Chicago that I worked with. They had, I want to say, upwards of 60 locations within Chicago. And so getting to manage that, what I've learned, especially in marketing, is people forgive you for about anything up until dollars start getting involved. So once it's $500,000, that's really, hey, I'm triple checking these zeros that I'm putting into these ad campaigns.
Yeah. So what is, having managed that much stuff in your mind, what's kind of the difference? What's the key between success and failure in a marketing campaign? How much money would you start with? How much money would you put in before you redirect? What are your thoughts like? Give us a micro class here in marketing.
I would say that the first step in marketing, no matter what size business I'm in, no matter what size budget I'm working with, is I want to identify my avatar customer. I want to have a clear vision of this is who I'm making this for. This is my ideal customer, and this is what I'm going after. Once I have that picture in mind, I can break down what channels are going to be the most accurate and affordable to reach them in. And then whether it's creating content, running ads, or different campaigns within that to reach them. But I would first start out by identifying who is my target audience, who do I want to go after, and where do they hang out?
I like it. And where do they hang out, which is different than who they are, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. A lot of hard chargers may find themselves in the gym, right? That's not necessarily, it's not a business. The gym is not a business place, but it's where a lot of highly successful folks end up. I love it. Okay. So talking about ideal clients, you switched companies. I've switched companies a couple of times. You've now been with Anderson and Rodgers for 3 months, 4 months?
About 3-4 months. Yes, sir.
What's your favorite thing? Like, what do you love the most about Anderson and Rodgers?
What I love the most about Anderson and Rodgers, I would say beyond anything else, is what I try to convey in our marketing, of just the transparency of it. We absolutely do love building. And I think what really fires me up about it is whenever I'm able to see these projects go from start to completion. And now, hey, here's this client who's lived in this home for the past 20 years. And all of a sudden they're seeing it again like it's the first time. Whether it's once we get done with the remodel or on the commercial side. I see this is my business. I've been struggling in this. I know I need to expand. I've finally gotten the budget and money together to do it. I'm nervous in this and I want to make this work. And then to see their face and see their business, whether that be the day the project's completed or 6 months down the line, whenever they're doing 10x numbers because this new facility we've been able to build.
Man, I'm actually kind of stunned. That's a great answer. I'm not stunned that you made a great answer. I'm just like that. I'm really touched by the answer. I think that's cool because I do a little bit of crafting and tinkering at my house. Like I do some on the house, but like I do things like Arduino projects and sciencey projects with the kids. And what you're talking about there is that the physical space we live in really affects our emotions and the pride that we get in ownership of something really spectacular. I think, we live in the same house, especially through COVID. We've kind of been stuck in the same bunch of walls. To get a facelift on those walls and to reimagine the space is really, it's an act of creation. I think that's super cool. So, okay, you're at Anderson Rodgers now. If, looking left and right, you never want to, without telling your boss what you're thinking, what do you want to leave? What do you want your mark to be? What do you want to bring to Anderson Rodgers, and what do you want to leave?
I think that if I was to, God forbid, leave this earth today, I would say that I want people to think of Anderson and Rodgers as this is a builder that I can trust. And these are people that I welcome to come into my home. I think a lot of people don't realize about whether it be home remodeling or just construction in general, is that it's easy to sign that dotted line and, hey, we're going to do this and I'm excited in this moment. I promise that excitement's going to fade over the next 6 to 8 months while this project is being built, whether this be a kitchen remodel and, hey, Trey, now I'm giving up my kitchen for the next 6 months. And man, that's a lot of eating out or a lot of changing how I eat my meals and interact with my family. So I would say that I want people to know that we're a builder up front who goes into this and takes care of you and completely lays out a roadmap of this is what this is going to look like during the process.
I love that. And you've said this to me in other ways too, which is really construction is a marriage. You guys are the homeowner and their family or their business is getting pressed together with the construction team for 6 months, sometimes, depending on if it's a big remodel, 6 months, 9 months. How do you guys manage that? How do you lead your teams to make sure that your teams, because construction has more transient workforce than other industries, how do you make sure that your teams are worthy of that trust factor to interface with the homeowners?
I think it starts out with vetting any of your employees and knowing of, is this someone that I would trust to go into someone's home? And beyond that, at an interpersonal level, I think it's just communication. One of the things that I love about Anderson and Rodgers is we offer a feature of being with us called Builder Trend, meaning that every day as a construction crew is working on your project, you're going to get live updates on your phone with pictures of here's what's going on my job site. Here's what's going on in my home. This is the way things are being done. So whether you're out of state or in state, no matter where you're at, you have live updates from this process. And when I say construction is a marriage, I don't only mean between a client and the construction company. I also mean it's a marriage between budget and vision. A lot of times we see people come in, whether it be with just a Pinterest board full of ideas or full architectural plans. And in both of those scenarios, we want to work and help value engineer to make sure we're matching your vision with a budget that's accurate for you. So to bring those two ideas together can take a lot of work.
Yeah, man. I love that. You kind of started breaking into this, and I'm really glad that you did, because I wanted to talk about this on the show. Oh, no, we have Trey. It looks like we've lost the feed for Trey there. Well, I'll just go ahead and just to kind of talk to you guys. Hopefully the feed will jump back in here. One of the things that I love about Anderson Rodgers is Teddy Rodgers, who's the founder, or one of the co-founders. Teddy put together this networking event where Trey and I got to meet each other. And Teddy really is all about relationships. He goes in with kind of like Trey, a little bit slower entrance to the conversation, because he cares about meeting you and understanding you before he moves forward. I was really hoping Trey would jump back on here and we could talk the red flags and green flags of general contractors. Hold on, we're getting a text. Oh no, Microsoft strikes again, folks. Microsoft has rebooted Trey's computer. I've had this happen once to myself during a podcast. Super embarrassing. Well, thanks. I guess that's the show for now. We will have Trey on another episode. But thanks so much for coming on, and I hope you are thriving in 2025. All right, catch you guys later.